Zucchini part 2.
So now we're moving up to the middle, I guess, of the zucchini.
We're using all parts.
And what we want to do is actually, before we start the zucchini, we're going to do a fresh sauce. This is something that we're always treated to when tomatoes are in season. And that's probably the only time I suggest doing it with fresh tomatoes, because otherwise they just don't taste really good. But
they still do.
They still do, but
Yeah.
maybe jarred. You can find jarred tomatoes, plum tomatoes. You can use those as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Out of season. But when tomatoes are fresh, definitely try to make a fresh sauce. And we're gonna make a nice layered. I called it a lasagna. My mom didn't want to call it lasagna, so it's a casserole. It's a casserole. But
So retro.
Casserole, yeah, exactly. He said, "Oh, it's too 80s that word." I
It's a
said,
bake.
"Well, it is a casserole."
Zucchini bake.
so we're gonna make a really nice fresh sauce, and this is very simple, extremely simple.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how are we starting it off with?
So we're going to put a little bit of maybe a tablespoon of olive oil. Did you put more in there? You
Yeah.
probably did. Yeah, some
Oh.
onion, chopped onion, some
and
garlic.
garlic.
So we're just letting that all
Slow heat. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, just until it softens, until it looks like this. I'll push it into the. You can see, so a little bit of color,
Absolutely, yeah.
and then.
And then you throw in your tomatoes.
So these are just garden. Yeah, they're field tomatoes. So we
It's
just
better
chop
to
them
use
up.
Plum tomatoes, or
You can use
if you're
any
buying them
You
at
can
the
use
store,
any tomatoes.
everything
You
works.
can even use cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah. Those are nice.
They'll be sweeter.
Very sweet.
It'll take you a little longer to cut them, but I mean, cherry tomatoes, anything. So tomatoes in, and then basil,
Well, you can put a little bit of basil. You want to put a little bit of salt in there.
fresh basil again, and
Yeah.
you can use dried,
Yeah.
but the
if you-
fresh will just be so good.
Yeah, if you had some parsley, you could have used that and incorporated that in there, and then that's it. That's your simple sauce. You let that simmer, and
So-
you get started on your cutting up your zucchini.
So that's it. Really simple. I mean, it takes nothing at all to put this together. And again, we have it on a medium heat. We just want to get that water out of the tomatoes, and it's going to start to break down a little bit.
And if you do grow tomatoes, you know, there's always seems to be more than you think you planted. This is a great way to use some of those.
Yes.
And it's one of those foods where the nutritional value actually increases when you cook it. So you're getting a higher amount of lycopene, which is antioxidant that helps to lower risk of heart disease.
So for this, we're going to be cutting, again, with the large zucchini. We want to cut them into thin rounds. If you have a mandolin, those are great to make very even cuts. Otherwise, just take, my mom doesn't use the mandolin. So just take your time with the knife,
fancy equipment.
and you want it how thin?
That's perfect.
So,
Yeah.
so it's about a centimeter, about a centimeter, 2 centimeters. Yeah, I'm not gonna take my ruler out. I'm not too sure, but about that thick. That's a good
Yeah,
thickness.
that's good.
And we want to do about how many rounds would you say?
Oh, gee, I never really.
How many
Counted.
layers are we doing?
So maybe like if you're doing a casserole dish, you might want to do maybe like 30 rounds
Maybe, yeah.
to do
that's
10.
good. Yeah.
So this takes a little bit more time, but what's great about this is you freeze them, right, ahead of time?
Oh, yeah.
Or after you bread them?
After I bread them and I bake them, I freeze them, and they're good, you know, whenever you need to, you come home from work and you need to make a nice meal, it's quick and easy. Very quick and easy. Absolutely.
No. So you freeze them after you bake them.
Yes.
Yeah, after we bake them. So we're going to show you how to do that. So if you don't have the round ones, you can do this the regular size as well, and then you just want to slice it lengthwise. So again, mandolin, if you have it. If not, use a knife. I would just suggest one step before cutting is start by creating a flat edge. I took a little bit more off than I needed, but start with a flat edge and then put that edge down. It's always a challenge if that zucchini is rolling around to try to make really nice thin cuts. So flat edge, it's on the ground, it's secure. We'll take the end off. And again, take your time. That is way too big. But take your time.
That's okay. That's good.
It'll still
And
taste
then,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
take your time.
that's
And again,
okay.
same thickness. And you're going to do it the exact same way.
No, you don't want to do too thin.
That's a little too thin. But we're still going to use it. Feel the pressure. Mom's watching me. So we have our rounds. Take your time. And then we're going to do our breading here. So we have 1 egg. And then what's in the...
So we've got, did we say we put a cup of breadcrumbs?
mhm.
And again, I've substituted many times with chickpea flour instead of the breadcrumbs. We have half a cup of Parmesan cheese. We've seasoned it with some black pepper and oregano. And you can add, you know, like we said before, you can add some chili flakes in there if you want a little spicier. But I do need a flat plate for that.
Flat plate.
Yeah.
So, thanks. Again, really simple. You can season it the way you like it. And this is sort of how we do most things if we bread them. Egg wash, breadcrumb mixture. Sometimes you do like the flour dredge before, but
Thank you.
with this, I don't think it's really necessary. We just do a 2-step.
Yeah, sure. And we just a little pinch of salt in the egg wash.
So a little pinch of salt. Now what you can do ahead of time as well, zucchini does have a lot of water in it. I don't mind it if it's a little saucier, but what you can do is just put a pinch just ahead of time, and it only takes about 60 seconds, just a little pinch of salt on the rounds while you're making your breadcrumb mixture, you're doing your eggs. And already it's starting, but you'll see the water start to draw out of it. And it's going to get very, very wet on top. So I'm going to come over with a paper towel and just dampen them. Take that water out.
Okay, so we'll just quickly.
Can you guys smell the sauce at all? Yes.
Just add a little bit of oil on this.
Yeah. So egg wash, breadcrumb. And then onto the pan. So that's it. So grab yourself a bigger pan if you're gonna do like 30 of these rounds. Otherwise, it's gonna take you forever. But that's it. That's pretty much all we do. And we're gonna bake it at what temperature?
We said 375.
375. Again, about 30 minutes.
15 and 15.
15 and 15. Flip halfway through, and then you can freeze those. If you're going to make it right away, you can make it right away. But if you want to save them, put them in the freezer, and then you can use them frozen when you layer it. So
You don't have to
you
defrost
don't have to defrost them. You don't have to bake them again. Just layer them in there frozen. And it's only about a teaspoon of oil just on the bottom, but that's what we look like after. So 15 and 15. These are delicious. We're going to make a layered casserole, but you used to serve these sometimes with just a little sauce and
Just
cheese
as
on
an
top.
appetizer, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good, like the
Yeah.
fritter with the yogurt dip.
They're so
That'd
good.
be really nice.
So good, and they're not deep fried, but you get a really nice crispiness on them. Really nice texture, and you can see we did the long ones as well. Like I said, when you have the zucchini this size, you're eating zucchini for about a month. So we're going to start with our tomato sauce, and it's cooked down quite a bit. Now you can do it as thin or as chunky as you want the
Yeah,
sauce,
sure.
because sometimes we'll have it like this, really nice and chunky. And I like the texture. I don't mind a little bit of the seeds. If you did want to get rid of the skins, get rid of the seeds, then you would need something like a food mill. These you can find at most food supply stores. Some grocery stores might carry them, but they're great at, you can take the fresh sauce, you pass it through there, and you get this really nice smooth sauce, and it keeps the seeds and the skins behind if you didn't like them or if you can't digest them well, right? This is what I grew up with, but you can do whatever you want. And so the tomato, and then you just keep doing layers. So you have a little bit of the sauce, the zucchini, the cheese, and then just
Delicious.
keep going. So some more.
Yeah.
So we put the
Some days.
zucchini in the oven, the zucchini casserole in the oven, 350 for
We'd say 45 minutes. Yeah.
45 minutes. You can start with the some foil, cover on for maybe half the time,
Yep.
and then remove it for the remaining time, just so you caramelize some of that
Oh,
on
wow.
top.
Smells good.
Yes.
It smells incredible.